I have a catch on this. I also follow Gary Vee a lot, and I think he's a very smart guy. But he has one thing: he has extreme positive energy, and he can handle things. He's a very tough guy, because
Mm.
I try to follow all his tips and try to post everywhere. Try to post every single thing.
It's hard.
I'm
It's
on
very
TikTok
hard.
right now. I have stories. I have my feed. I have YouTube channel. I have a Skillshare course. So I'm constantly posting everywhere.
Right.
And but on the beginning, I try to do the thing that he says. Between your 20s and your 30s, you should be working all day long, the maximum that you can.
Yeah.
And I try to do this, but then I felt that I wasn't strong enough to do this because after 4 months working almost 15 hours a day, I had a kind of a breakdown, and
It's very
I stayed
hard.
the
Yes.
next 4 months without being able to do almost anything because I was completely drowned in my work. I was drained. I haven't energy to do anything. I wanted to do, but my body rejected everything that I tried to do.
Yeah, it
I was
happens.
really to create new content, to create a YouTube channel, to create a TikTok. I was talking with Jan, I think it was 2 conversations ago, with
Right.
Lucas, the TikTok on the Clock Media. And I
Yeah.
was talking to him, to both of you, and I haven't started my TikTok at that moment. And it was because I was just going out of that situation, that's stressful and strange situation that I have been through, where I just wanted to do things, but my body rejected everything because I stayed 4 months from the minute I was up to the minute I was going to sleep, sleeping 6 hours a day, working like 15 hours a day, and I wasn't able to keep up with this rhythm. Now I'm trying to, I'm recovered now. I can wake up early every single day and work like 10 to 12 hours a day, but this is my limit. Probably
Yeah.
Gary Vee's
Well,
limit is 15 hours, but you have to know your limits, because in my case, I discovered that my limit is 12 hours a day, 11 hours a day maximum. More
that's
than this, I'm
exactly what
going
I
to
mean.
damage me.
That's exactly what I mean. Like I see what he says, but I don't apply it word by word. I see if it fits with my life. So honestly,
Yeah.
for me, I like to finish my work at 8, 9 and go out with my friends. That's what I love. He always says
Yeah.
like, don't go out and stuff. But that's what I love. That's what I'm doing.
I love that.
So
I love that.
that's, yeah. Even himself says that he wishes he had more fun time in his 20s. In a couple of videos, he said that he wishes he would come back in time and have more fun in his 20s because he regrets that. So that's
Yeah.
one of the points.
But I'm a huge Gary Vee fan also. Let's talk about, since you mentioned that he's one of your online personality that you really admire and you follow.
At the moment, he's my only. So
Oh, right.
yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So let's talk about being authentic online, because there's a fine line when you follow someone that you become what you follow, and that's, in my perspective, not healthy. Right? What is your
Yes,
take on this, bro?
And I actually also found out that a lot of my content earlier was not inspired, was heavily inspired by Gary Vee, like the style
Right.
and how I'm structuring the post. So I kind of noticed that and changed it. So I think you need to, this is all about self-awareness. Like you need to know what you love. You need to know what your taste is. You need to hear as much as you can from others. But that's why I only have Gary Vee, because I don't hear what anybody else says. Like I don't care what anybody else think. I don't care what anybody else think about the content or the visual, or if I should do this or that. I just do what I love. I just do what I want. Like if you
Can
saw
I give
my
an
last,
advice right now?
what's
Sure, man.
didn't hear you.
I just launched my new course where I teach people how to create a personal brand. And in that course, I have a part of the project where I teach people how to build a reference board. Reference board is a board that you create before you start developing your brand. And in this board, you take many references that can be related to specific traces of your personality.
Wow.
So let's suppose that you want to communicate a part that's related to your personality on your content and the way that you create your content. The way I do it and the way I recommend people to do it is you go after some personalities like Gary Vee in your example, but you should try to find other parts of your characteristics in other people, and you try to make inspire. You must try to inspire yourself in a very wide concept behind what he's doing. Because if you do this way, you are not going to be copying. You are going to be inspiring.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
the
actually,
difference
yes.
between copying and inspiring is very thin. I agree with Jen when he said this. But just to give a very clear example here, in my course, I say, okay, in this case of this course, I'm going to search for some characteristics that will represent graphically the feminine characteristic of a brand. So I typed on Dribble, on Pinterest, feminine, and I saw all the kinds of things that feminine brands has, like the colors, the shapes, the type, and I just took the type from the feminine characteristic. But did I use the type that everyone else was using? No. I just saw, okay, what are the wide field of knowledge about this specific topic that everyone's using to be related with feminine fonts, for example. And I discovered that serif fonts with high contrast normally are the most commonly used along the feminine style, but you have
it's the general characteristic, yes.
Yeah,
the general characteristic and what it represents.
Exactly. So just to use a feminine font that has this characteristic, this very wide characteristic, you have like 1,000 or maybe 2,000 different fonts that has this characteristic of being serif without curvy serifs, and also being high contrasty. So this is one characteristic that I took from this. And in the branding from building your content, you should do the same thing. You take many multiple different inspirations, and you try to take a very wide field that you can just manage to not copy but inspire. Take one wide characteristic and make it yours.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, what I try to do, like for example, when I mainly learn from Gary Vee the mindset. Gary Vee teaches me the mindset and how to think. So, and all of my posts, like mainly also, I talk about mindsets. I don't talk about very actionable tips. That's one of the things I'm working on actually. But mainly my posts are about mindset. So what I try to do so that I do not copy his words word by word is like, for example, I watch his video. I change my mindset. I try to relate it back to me. I try to relate it back to a personal experience I had. Like what experience I had that definitely relates to this mindset. What could I have changed that moment, at that particular moment? If I had this new mindset, what would I have changed?
Right.
So this kind of creates a whole new way to say it that doesn't make me a copy of Gary Vee, but also has the same message. Like the same message is present. It's the way I say it that's different.
Right.
This is the right way to do it, because you're not copying. You are just inspiring, and in the right way.
Exactly. You're heavily influenced, right? So with you influence and then your own take, your own perspective, it goes out and it makes you original, unique.
My second course on Skillshare, it was about how to create a good-looking carousel. And I teach there my technique, how to create that carousel that goes with a full experience from the beginning to the end. And most of the reviews that I have, and most of the people that follows the course and send me the result in their carousels, mostly they are very similar to the posts I do. They like use a very similar filter. They use a similar font. But there's one guy that I don't remember the name right now, that he could take this thing, that he could take the course and create something that's very unique, and it has all his personality.
This is what
and
courses
all
should
his
be
look
like.
Yeah. But
I agree.
I said to Jen, man, in some kind of perspective, I feel that the post that he sent me was even better than the ones I do. Because
that's
very cohesive. It was
that's
amazing.
Very good feeling.
Because he could take the inspiration, you can see the inspiration, but as the creator of the course, I don't feel he copied at all. I feel that inspiration. And many others, they send me, and I feel, okay, you could apply the technique, but it's very similar to what I do. And he was able to translate my technique to his content. And I feel this is amazing. And this is what you do with Gary Vee too, because you can see an inspiration, but it's definitely not a copy. Nothing near to a copy.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all based on personal experiences, like how you translate this message, and this is what makes you stand out. Also, like if I copied the message of Gary Vee, for example, nobody would follow me. They would just follow Gary Vee straight away. Like why would they follow me?
Very good perspective. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's it. They follow me because of the way I'm saying it, because of my experience, because of my personality, and that's the importance of being yourself.